Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one, something a little bit more equal-footed. A jungler that's gonna pop off in the hack room and a Lillia who, likes to farm, does scale in an almost unnatural way, and things just don't go as she's planned, which means in this video we're going to have a very heavy look at what you need to do when you maybe have like a, 2 and 14 laner. Maybe you don't have prio early, maybe the enemy jungler just gets things for free and that irritates you just a little bit. How do you play the game? How do you scale? How do you end up doing the most damage and being the predominant force even if you don't necessarily get 20 kills? Maybe you have a lot of assists because you're choosing your moments in the right place. That being said, the Lillia will have the most damage and have the highest kill participation. How does she do it? Let's find out. Rune set on your screen now. Standard, Dark Harvest, Sorcery Sack, and Rune Page for a Lillia. No, we are not going any sort of Moonstone and Staff builds. That is kind of irritating actually because I made a video about that on December 18th or something like that. The Moonstone, Staff, Ardent, Lillia builds that were being seen in Korea even since the beginning of December. So really, it's nothing new. The fact that we're sort of having an epiphany about it on social media, nah, it's not new. Anyway, for this and for solo queue, most of the time you might want to have an absolutely beautiful supportive playstyle, but reality is you're gonna need to do damage, you're gonna need to be able to be the carry force, and sometimes that means focusing on yourself rather than healing your companions. Now, just to reverse just a little bit, we're against the Heck Room. Now, the Heck Room here starts on the blue side as well. Sorry, the bottom side as well. We got our leash, standard lanes, which is not something you normally see in high elo Korea. This player did peak Challenger in Korea, by the way. Currently, Master Tier ended at around 237 LP. So the game style you will see will be relevant to the skirmish nature of the server, which I think is quite relatable for a lot of low elo players because you're not getting the benefit of hyper awareness and hyper rotation and safety and things like that. People are just fighting all the time, everywhere, without consideration. Right. What can Heck Room do? What do we need to consider as a farming jungler early? A full clear, definitely on the cards, and high elo, I'd say it's a big problem because camp experience is just too damn high for a lot of other junglers to contest those farming junglers or junglers that can do full clears. In your solo queue games, you might see a full camp, blue side into a red, into a gank. Very commonly, you would see an inner clear into a gank or, mid lane or an invade. But Heck Room's not really doing that at the moment because the strength of junglers, as we know, is a full clear into a crab control and then into cycling your experience. You scale so heavily, but you still need to know when to give things up. Now, Lillia can do this if done well, chaining the blue and the grum together at around 301, if you are good. I'm pretty sure with 2 smite charges, you can do it. There you go, 301. Now, Heck Room will also have finished the Krugs. But our little other 6-limbed friend, this is the battle of the 6 limbs, I guess, he still has to do the babies. So this move here from the Lillia is very good. Has he shown anywhere? No. Is it possible he's here? Maybe, but unlikely because this is dead time. There's no ways a Heck Room is going to finish the red and look to gank mid lane versus with an Aurelian Soul who is going to like to push. I mean, old Aurelian Soul, definitely spam push, reset, get your seals, Eon back to lane, that's all dead with the rework. And if he hasn't shown on the river yet, or on this tri-bush, pretty sure he's doing a full clear, which means the Lillia can say, right, I'm done, let me move up to counter gank this. Now the things you have to pay attention to are as follows. If the enemy jungler started on the top side and is now down, you would get confirmation here from this gank. They're able to get a kill on the Pantheon, that's great. And so you could look to dive this. You'd have to assess your champions, your 2v1s. Are you an Elise or an Rek'Sai or a Lee Sin, which, it's much easier with those champions. Lillia can do it too, but you need someone that can tank the tower. Instead, primes herself for an absolutely beautifully timed counter gank. And this is the benefit of finishing your clears and getting on the map faster. I always talk about that. Get on the map before the enemy jungler so that you can set this up. However, these two are beating each other down, literally. And Heck Room is going to get in first because he's Heck Room. He hasn't even popped the ghost yet. He's just using that E. Gets in there, gets a charge, gets the flash. Lillia now is walking through, sort of zoning, and gets caught between a rock and a horse. Jace dies because no flash. She does what she can and detaches, which means to leave the situation. Aurelion Sol has roamed up because he had prio, and that's something you must keep your eyes on. Personal problem as well. Sometimes I'll go for these 2v2s and be like, yeah, we win it, and then the enemy mid shows up. It's very tough to take these fights and then track the mid lane as well, especially when maybe there's no pings coming through, or what have you. However, the Zed here, you have eyes, right? As you're going forward, who is mid prio? Just a quick check. Okay, not my guy. So be ready to see a floating tiny dragon who is only a small size of what he looks like in the splash shots. Now here, this is where the decision making needs to start going through, the calculations, the chess strategies. Hecarim is going to be very strong, stronger than you early, stronger than you, well, depends on the lead, but he peaks very heavily in that mid game phase. You've got a mid laner and a very low jungler. But if he didn't use double smite, which again I'm circling back to, the Lillia used double smite on this to get up here quicker. The Hecarim saved his smite, so it took him longer, but still met her at the apex, and now has, you know, smite prio on this crab. Something that you can not always know 100% because the database of jungle clear speeds needs to be sort of in your mind, but you need to be aware of it. What was that? Wary of it. And in this situation now, you have two options. Go down, play with the 50-50 gods, right, and hope they answer your prayers. Noting that you have up in 2 seconds a top laner with TP, you have a Zed who can collapse, but you're all in 3 different places, whereas they nicely coalesce together. Alternatively, you just say, you know what? You have it, alright? I'm the new 6 legs, you're the old 6 legs. I'm gonna immediately gallop on down to this crab and secure it. You have to pay attention to the Pantheon MIA, what's the bottom lane state, and, you know, what exactly the Hecarim's doing, because you could see him smiting this, using the prio to double crab. And then he could, of course, sequence up and reset, and then he has a whole bunch of choices. But the point is, it gives you timing, cadence, and tempo advantage to get to the bottom side. By canceling your back here, and using that TP to collapse, and maybe you pick up a kill, right? There we go, the Zed gets the kill, but you die, and then Zed dies. So, not worth, not worth. Because now, obviously, the Hecarim, because he dies, you know, if he dies first, alright, in that situation, you have to think about this. If you die at the same time, it's not really as much of an issue. But if he dies first, he's gonna spawn quicker, and he has his E. So he's gonna get down here faster. And Lucian's already saying, well, you know, we've bot prio, let me help a jungler out. I know that's weird, bot laners don't usually do this. But already, look at this. In high elo, brilliant, okay? Hecarim will want to get this and saying, don't steal it. This is common in Korea, in high elo. They like to take this. I have mixed feelings. The Lillia now just basically has to say, look, there's no ways I can go for this whatsoever. They flash on. So the Pantheon is flashing in, knowing that the Hecarim is going to be here. The Lillia should see this and immediately leave these Krugs. Leave them. Leave them. She's getting a passive up to rotate for the movement speed. Knows that Pantheon flashed. It's pinged up by the Zed, who is also watching the minimap. Hecarim shows up. Cleanse is used. This is a tragedy. Jhin dies. Okay, we gotta get something here. Alright, we get the Eep seed. What is it? Spiral seed. Swirl seed. Eep seed. Might as well call it that. Leave now, please. Let's go. Come on, let's go. We don't need to dance. No, she stays. Okay. And I think you saw the Aurelion Sols rotating down too. Hello? So this isn't good. Okay? And this is sort of why I like this video. Because it's a little different. You want to scale as a jungler. You're farming, but you're trying to force things. It's gonna end badly for you when you don't consider map timings versus the enemy jungler, especially lane CC and lane states. The Zed at least gets something. Okay. Right. So, great for the mid laner. Very good for the mid laner. But that's not something you can depend on, right? That's results-based thinking. You as the Lillia have to say, right, we got the kill. Everyone else died. I'm just gonna leave and go back about my business. I'll give this up. Watch for the Aurelion Sol roam. Don't overstay and feed more. But the Zed did a good job counter roaming and getting clean up. That's more of a mid lane thing, right? He just said, screw the mid lane, down I go. And that gave him a huge item spike here. Now he's got shutdown, he's got a serrated dirk, plus a few other swords. Very nice. Lillia now, what do? Can't get that bottom crab, alright? Most likely the Hecarim is gonna be taking that crab, taking the grump, taking the wolves. Pretty sure he just did. There you go. He's level 6 already. Which is why, if you have prio on the bottom lane, don't contest this crab. Reset, use that prio to get this, hit this plant, slap a control ward here or a ward here, hit this to get back over. Well, it wouldn't have spawned yet, but if it is up, hit it. And I'll go back about sequencing your camps upwards. This way, you force him to ignore bottom lane and stifle his experience while infusing your own. Because she stayed and contested this, she dies, she goes bottom lane, Hecarim's able to be there to help clean up 2 kills. She gets 1 back, which is great, but because she stays out longer in that fight, the Aurelian Soul capitalizes. And the only reason it isn't a total wash is because the Zed rotated and managed to get himself some stuff. Right. Farming anyway. Sequencing. You know the Hecarim most likely sequencing up. Let me check the zoomies. Okay, yep. It doesn't feel like I'm as zoomed out as I meant to be. But yeah, you're just looking to clear now. Not fight. You're scaling, you're farming, you're optimizing your sequencing. And so Hecarim shows very, very sneakily on this ward to clear it, which means you know full well, as you're sequencing up here, that you can do the grump, but as soon as you hop over this plant, you might be able to get something, but you're going to die. Also, the Aurelian Soul is missing as well, so you have no choice but to either just finish your grump or shadow up here and hope he walks this direction. But he walks to his jungler, as expected, good laning. Aurelian Soul shows up, and down goes the Jace. At this point, I think you could have just finished your grump. I don't think it was necessary to rotate. I think a good laner was never going to walk into the tower. You see him going back, that's huge. And now this is where a lot of experience comes into these situations. Hold the lane. No TP from this guy, alright? There we go. Just try and CS as much as we can as a jungler. There we go, that's fine. Now reset. Okay. Hecarim is resetting. Definitely going down here. Gonna look for a bottom line play. Gonna look to get that dragon. It's okay to give it up. I know at this point you guys are feeling a little pressured. A lot of people playing these junglers end up feeling very pressured. Don't be. The E here is to show in case of cheeky invades, because bottom lane's missing, Hecarim's missing. You know they're on the dragon here, but what if they weren't? So she threw the E to check. Ivan, you throw the W, standard stuff. Hecarim now walks in. He says he's gonna invade the red. We see him, okay? Smite it, get out. Don't even risk it. Not a problem. We take our Krugs. Watch bottom lane, the plant goes through. So he knows where we are, we know where he is. There's a crab up. Give it. Give it. Now, in low elo, lower elos, you could easily decide to try and lane gank something here. Especially if you have the CC and your bottom lane is doing well. Further snowball it. More so if your lane is pushed up, this is a really great move because they will expect you to sequence up again, right? Maybe even look to play it on the Herald. But the Hecarim, if your bottom lane is pushed up, most likely, is going to be sucked into ganking this. And as Lillia, you do have that huge level 6. You do have Shen's level 6 and his taunt. Your bottom lane has heal almost up. Pantheon is missing and he's level 4. So I think I see a very nice 3v3 rather. However, Malphite has his TP up. So these are all things you're going to have to play in the moment. But I'm just saying, if your bottom lane is pushed up, I like this as a sort of idea for forcing a bottom lane gank, baiting the Hecarim to come on down. You slide into the DMs with a nice scanner oracles that you should have available. There we go, plus a control ward. Good business. Otherwise, in high elo, ping them, tell them, Hecarim's in the area, I'm going to do my Raptors. Never mind, he shows here. So this is good, all right? This ward, okay, we don't know that he's there because he has all this vision control. So what he does is he does the crab, and he has 2 choices. Gank this if it's pushed up enough and you have the CC, but he's level 4, or float to the mid lane where the Zed is very low. So as the Lillia, that's the second point, right? Use that bottom lane drive. If mid lane is looking spicy for both junglers, be ready to find him doing this good pathing through this fog of war. And you only see him because you're kiting the raptors and it shows him. So... what a nice trigger pull. And it was very easy, right? You go to the raptors, you see the hack room. The no hesitation is what makes this. And I suppose that's the biggest difference in helos. But even so for your team, he is chugging pots. He has no ultimate, no flash, no ignite. He's going to only float on the backside. He's not going to be a protagonist in this particular fight. But the Shen here uses his level advantage, plus the fact that his ult is global. He's watching. As soon as that goes through, right? You pull the trigger, he said, like, let's begin. I have my Lillia ult. So, you can use your ult here. It's unfortunate that we don't get the raptor. But the Shen ping's on the way, which means you know, okay, we've got the prop for the ult. Let's go. Summon. He's unstoppable. Avoids it. Well played by the Hecarim. But you have numbers. But you are Lillia. But you can chase. But he has taunt. Focus on the Hecarim first. Get that sweet spot W. Taunt into the Aurelian Soul. Good night, Dragon Prince. Easy. If you don't have a global ult to help you out, don't pull the trigger. If you don't have mid lane assistance, don't pull the trigger. And most notably, Malphite was dead, which means he couldn't TP to R in. So that's well played. That's probably a bit of foreshadowing. Carry on about your business. Zed is going back to base, which means, do we want to do the Herald? Yes. Can we right now? No. So I don't think we force this. I think you give this up as well, even if he's going to go straight forward. I could see the Hecarim, especially in your elos, heading to the red here, straight over the wall. Do this quickly because you have mid prio, because this guy just reset, and because you will have the Lillia, from the Hecarim's perspective, the Lillia will have to reset in kind. The Lillia can't afford to stick around. Right. Now, farming junglers. Your ult is a huge spike, okay? Your farming becomes so quick that you have downtime between spawns. Here we've had a little bit of a fight, but look what happened. You did this. You did this. You had a fight. You did all of these. You're reset. You're coming back, and their Krugs are literally just about to spawn. That's a lot of things that can happen between Krug spawns, but they're still not even up. 2 minutes is a long time in League of Legends, which means if bottom lane is looking particularly good and you have your ult up still, make that gank before you farm. He's just pinging MIA. Oh, wait, who's pinging MIA here? Where's Zed? Oh, he got kills on the Aurelian Soul. Okay. They're just pinging each other at this point. Do your Krugs? Watch the map. Oh, hello, Hecarim. Great control. Thank you very much. I don't usually like this because you can walk around it very easily. So this is a bit lazy approach from the Hecarim, but I think it's a Hecarim thing because you can get onto targets. You have your ult and everything like that. It's a little different, but nonetheless, a ward is a ward. It did its job and it showed the enemy jungler. Carry on farming. You know he's most likely going to... Why would you... So in case you didn't guess it, the laner that goes 2 and 14, it's the Jace. I know, I'm shocked. It's not even an NA game, it's a Korean game. 2 and 14 Jace. It's because of this. Like, you see him clear the ward and go up. You know there's a Herald and a Crab spawning. You're pushing in a lane with 3 minions still in the tower. You're screwed. Don't face check it. But it's a Hecarim play. Good moves. Now, the thing is, you could carry on farming, but there's a 50-50 coin flip. Now, this is the thing that's important. If you don't have laners rotating and they're all down here, give it up, please. It's okay. Try and make a play for the next dragon. That's your objective priority. If your Jhin rotates up and your Shen's rotating up, and you've got TP from your top laner in 21 seconds, we can look to force this. But again, this is a little bit coin flip. Pantheon shows on the map as well. Alright? Worth noting very quickly, she did rush the Zhonyas. Normally you would rush your Liandry's or your Keystone, but the Zhonyas here, she feels will do significantly better in terms of fighting the very heavy AD threat that she's facing. This guy is AP damage, but he's a tank. This guy is not something she's looking to fight directly, but full AD, AD, and AD. So that stopwatch component, plus the armor, the Seeker she rushed, this will help her in these skirmishes that she wants to take rather than passively farming and scaling. If you're looking to really farm and not take these fights, the Liandry's will still help you with your clears and give you a huge upside around that third Drake. But The Zonya's here for a career. We're fighting a lot. Might as well. Right. Hit the ult. Nothing really comes of it. Dodge the movement speed. And now get completely focused down. As expected. The Lucian's in the bottom lane. And now you have a 3v4 about to become a 4v4. The Zed here... sorry, that's the Shen. I'm confused my ninjas. The Zed goes in here. Okay. Should be able to sneak on down the Malphite. There we go. The Jhin finishes him off. He gets to set up his ultimate. And that's more than enough damage. They should be able to get the Herald, I think. Yeah. Good. She played around the numbers. She took the damage and she enjoyed death. Good fight because she had the team numbers and the TP. If you don't take the fight. Pretty straightforward math. Now, out of the base, you can head directly to this, sequence up, or you can head directly to this and sequence down to prep for the dragon. Again, we have to press our magic buttons. 56 seconds. Now, as Lillia, I feel pretty confident that you could actually do that sequencing down. But the thing is, she's sequencing up, which is putting her away from the dragon, which is only something you want to do if you know you're not going to take it. So I don't like necessarily this move if you want the Drake. Alright? And on lower elos, people get kind of obsessed with these things. And if they don't, it's free. So I really like to play into that angle. Here she's just floating on top, to the top side. But nothing really. I don't like their pathing. Wait a second, Jace. Okay. Are we forcing a fight that is over nothing? Herald gets placed by the Zed. Very nice. Pantheon ults in. Lillia is able to get something. Shen ult. Oh, that damage is disgusting. Hecarim comes over the tri-bush. Where'd you come from? Okay. So, overall, not a fan of this. Because you have the Hecarim topside. If you sequence down, you had the numbers just to do this. And then the Zed could have very easily done the Herald as he did. And then I would have much preferred to secure this dragon, take away the Soul Wind, start priming yourself. You get the blue buff. You get deep vision control. You get to dive and kill the Lucian. And if Pantheon ults, well, you're a 4-man, so good luck with that. For me, that was definitely my play. I don't like the sequencing up there just to get the Raptor cams. It only makes sense if you have more experience in both the spawning and the dragon is up in like 20 seconds. You know, then you just forego this and you set this up. But she just had Raptors, so you want to sequence down as a better bet. Not much left to do. Solo kill by the Jhin and the Lucian. We take those. Dragon is up. Pantheon's in the river. Crab is probably being secured. At least I would anticipate. I don't like doing the Krugs there either. There's a dragon up, guys. And this is what I'm talking about. In your elos, you cannot possibly tell me in gold, low diamond, platinum, whatever, that the enemy jungler is perfectly timing all dragons and you have no opportunity as a scaling jungler to secure it. You're behind in the game and you have no opportunity to take it. Come on. Master tier with peak challenger players. And they're already just ignoring this dragon. I put a lot of stock in that mental component of the dragon. I still think she should have done red into the dragon. And then you can loop. Because now she's going up to Raptors, down to the red. It doesn't really make sense. You want to just do this, which gives you value here. Take that. Deep ward if you want. Gank if you can. Otherwise, loop back down to the Krugs, Raptors, and now you can sequence upside. Currently, she just did this, which is good in theory. But then at least do that. I don't know why you'd go Raptors and then red. Ah, is she giving the red to the ADC? How generous. In your game, don't do that. Most likely your ADC is feeding anyway. Farm. But relax, okay? The map is dark. You don't have lane prio. You have a global Shen ult. Let's make sure you are not running into the enemy jungle for no reason. Like that. Fine. Keep farming. Let them do their stuff. There we go. Hecarim's doing his job. There you go. Make picks, burn the Shen ult. Move in and out. Pantheon and Lucian kill the Jhin. He dies top lane here. Lillia's rotating up. Again, this is silly for me. She wasn't planning on staying out. That's why she probably didn't take the red. But I mean, if you take it and then do the dragon and all of this, you get value from it also, you know? So, don't like that move. And here, I think, if you're not going to path upside and deal with this directly, and you're here, I would anticipate something on the bottom side. So you should more so be, you should see this, and already be cutting down. And Jhin should flash the stun. As soon as you see the Pantheon go in, you should flash the stun. Lillia should be here right now. With ult. With red buff. Like, I understand she's holding top lane, but holding mid lane, but I think Lillia 100% should have recognized this. Again, a couple things going missing here. If you're scaling jungler, absolutely free gifts to you from the enemy, you gotta use it. You know, there's nothing topside. What are you gonna do? Yeah, what are you gonna do there? Nothing. What could you have done here? Everything. And then you could have done your juicy Krugs again into your Raptors. You could have held bottom lane. Maybe Jhin survives. You can push it and take the tower. A lot of options if you do that play. Or maybe, no Shen ult. TP from the Jace though. And tower falls. So you end up falling behind here from the jungler's decisions. Gotta be present. Right. Next dragon is spawning. If you didn't get the one before, which they did, but if you didn't, this is definitely the one you want to be fighting. Nice full sequence. Hecarim, for some reason, is abusing this Jace's split pushing. And now, basically, we are sequencing up. We're in the area to help out. Let's hit our sleep. Good night, sweet prince. And now we Q spam and run around like a crazy person. There we go. Q spam. We got our 5 stacks that are gonna die off. 1 and 9 top lane. Keeps splitting and dying. You have to give the Herald, but we can take these camps and then reset for the Drake. Scan. There you go. Nice. Take our Grump. Gold in the pocket. 2k. Good. Reset. Get Leandries. And now we should go and look. Hey, they didn't even do this. What on earth? Is this actually Untara though? Is that why they're focusing him? Is it actually? I mean, he killed him and he got the Shen ult, but it's just. Alright. Okay. I don't have anything to say about this game plan. I'm trying to give strategic insight, and they're just killing Jace and everyone's perma-fighting top lane. You should be able to get the Herald, though, and the Dragon. If you don't, they actually decide to leave it and go straight for the Malphite. Okay, I like that. Ult. It's a Malphite, though. He can just ult away, no? Aha! Well played. Good. Straight into Dragon, please. Good trigger pull again. Secure, ward, hit the plant. There we go. I would hit this as well. Kill. Good. Don't worry about greed. Don't greed for this now. Now the Jace is going to split here, but 2 people need to reset. He's going mid lane. So the Jace should be very careful knowing that they're in that particular quadrant. Lillia, back to farming. And we should have a very quiet sequencing here. There we go, Jace. You see? You see? Just back on out. Every now and then. It's easy. Okay. Resetting because we got some gold. We got Magi and a control ward. Now, this is the thing. At this point in the game, you've done a very good job stabilizing the gold lead. You've snuck 2 objectives. Your team has been fighting. They've been fighting, but you've been farming very well. 169 CS is excellent. KDA is solid. 2 and 10 top laner. Now they're going into a choke point in the enemy jungle without the Lillia with the Baron on the table instead of just focusing on securing that. They also probably have their whole team. He has no TP, okay. That's true. Alright. Oh, and they pull out, never mind. I still have a... The timeline is telling me something ominous. Malphite's resetting. Malphite's resetting. Ah, he's not even resetting, he's just walking out. You're screwed. This is it. Doom. There you go. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. There you go. Alright. So. Run away. Just run away. There we go. Okay. Why use the scaling that you've worked so hard to get when you can just die and give up a Baron and then waste a Shen ult for no reason? I don't like it. Suppose that's why it's Master and not Challenger. There's a little bit of disconnect in how they play the game from each other's team. You just gotta wait out the Baron. What you want to do here, okay, what you want to do in principle here as a scaling team, as a scaling jungler that's just waiting for the moment that you can say we win the game. They have a Baron. Let them try push, and because you have a better team fight and because you are better at scaling than the Hecarim, wait for them to make a mistake. Let them push into you, let them tilt into you with a greedy call, and then punish them for it. Farm the quadrants that are safe, get ward control, make a pick if you see this. Yeah, this should be a free pick. Oh, you are dead. Reset. Everyone bottom lane. You have numbers advantage, no TP on their real lane soul. If they take a greed fight here, kill. It's so predictable. It's so predictable. And this happens in every elo. You guys are 4v5 with no TP mid, Zed's top lane, but do you win 4v4 underneath a tower? With a Lillia, with her ult up, who's gonna pull the trigger seed. I keep saying trigger seed. I just call everything trigger seed. This is just a bad, bad, bad call. That's it. You win the game. I do not see a way that red team can recover from this. All the shutdowns, all the prio, lilting lullaby, swirl seed, watch out Eep, and blooming blows. Nothing is trigger seed. Whatever. Free dragon. Good job. Punishing their mistakes. Make the pick. Punish the overcommitment. Secure the objective. Beautiful. Back to farming. And now what you're looking for again is basically this dead time is just holding on. This whole thing is holding on. Look at this. Let them take a tower if you don't have numbers. Get wards, don't walk where it's dark. It's dark here, don't face check it. It's dark here, don't face check it. Relax. Relax. You have a huge advantage in your team fighting. Enjoy the gold you're getting. There's nothing for them to secure if you're getting your camps like this, right? The warding control allows you to secure those camps regardless. Any pushing waves you deal with, just don't force a bad fight. Wait for something to fight over like the Baron. Or... don't do that. But at least you lived, I suppose. You can go back to base with the ult. See, this is... don't get caught here. This is a Baron. Finally, you've done, like, what? 3 minutes of chilling and relaxing. Don't throw it all now. Ah, let's observe. So the enemy team gets overzealous because they know the win conditions are expiring. The E hits, and the burn damage is disgusting. So nice blocks, but then the Lillia says, okay, you know what? I'm just going to float here. You get the Shen ult with you, which is up, and you have your Zhonya's. Boom. Q flash, Zhonya's, you got your R as well. Hit the E over the wall, very nice. And now you've split their whole fight, you've killed someone. Clean up crew. Well played by the Lillia. Completely dictated the fight, dictated the game, relaxed, let her team do her things, but made a few mistakes, obviously, that could have aided in this scaling, but overall, that's how you do it. That's how you just give things up, enjoy your champ scaling, wait for the moment they throw, push the mid lane, get the Baron. If they challenge you again, you kill them, reset, get your dead man's plate because you need it to be stonky, and secure the dragon. Final fight, I think, here. Zed steals it, which is basically, you know, as the Hecarim, you feel that, but... oh, the damage is unnatural. There you go. I mean, this is what I was saying. You wait the whole game for this. Okay? Look at the timeline here. Scaling. Wait for the pick. Wait for the mistake of them tilting into you because they can't close. Kill them. Take an objective if it's there. And then literally wait for the same thing. And eventually they're going to do it. They're going to get impatient. You are absolutely relaxed. They're going to make a play, or try to make a play here, that they force, and the Lillia just ends up clowning through and getting kills and getting a Baron, and that's literally the game. So hopefully you can see how you need to approach a tactical game when you have a top laner who is, well, feeding all the starving children of the world. How you can scale when the enemy jungler is getting things for free, how you can use your tracking to abuse his bad pathing and secure objectives, which he didn't entirely do. But if you do that in your games, 100% you got a free win, free LP, and free climbing. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. I did release an early game jungling guide on the main channel just yesterday. So if you're looking for a lot of pathing options and things you just need to think about, plus further videos to help you on the topics, all of that is in that description. So thank you very much. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.